Hey, what's up? I'm Lucas. I am the co-founder of the AI assisted agency and head of AI at Client Ascension. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about one of the tools that I've built for our students inside of Client Ascension. This is used by approximately 400 plus students on a near daily basis. And I built this without knowing how to write any code whatsoever. But first of all, I got to admit something. I've been very bad at actually publishing content on YouTube. And I want to talk about why that is because I want to, one, hold myself accountable, and two, maybe give some insight into why I've been bad at it, because I think it's something a lot of you could relate to. This is something I talk to my students about regularly, and then of course, I don't follow the actual teachings that I'm giving out. So to be totally honest, I've been really bad at posting because I have this niggling little perfectionism in the back of my brain, right? You know, it's always that the thing I'm working on isn't fully ready yet. I'll show it off when it's like finished and good to go and optimized, or I want to just tweak this here and there, or I want to put a ton of effort into the production value of the video to make the best video possible. And I still do want to do those things. I still do want to make sure that what I'm showing you guys is something that's really good and useful and you will find valuable in watching the video. And I do want my videos to have good production quality. I'm a big fan of YouTubers like Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon, and I've always loved their cinematic style. And that isn't something that you see often in kind of the business space. It is very much the type of video I'm doing right now, a talking head video with a screen share, stuff like that. But the general reason behind why I've been very bad at posting, like I said, is that kind of perfectionism. But that isn't really perfectionism. When it comes down to it, what it really is fear. It's your brain going, don't post that yet. It's not ready. It's not good enough. People will judge it. They will think less of you. It'll affect your public image and how you see yourself. But as we know, the best kind of content creators build in public. They have always shown off everything they're working on, how they do it, how they make the things that they make. So that's why I've decided that I'm going to be posting one video a week of something that I'm currently working on, even if it's not finished. And I am going to be sticking to that no matter what. Now, I would like to increase that posting schedule, but for now, I think one a week is very doable. And it's something that I can concretely stick to and say that I've done every single week. So like I said in this video, I'm going to be showing you our internal SaaS tool that I built. And this was done 100% by me. In the past, I think 2 months, we hired a developer to come in and clean up some of my spaghetti code and kind of handle some of the things in the back end. But this has been running for over a year, completely fine. And it was built with two tools, Replit and Poppy AI. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through this briefly, and I'm going to explain how I built this. Here's the actual product first. This is what students see when they log into Client Ascension and they get the AI dashboard access. So what exactly is this? This is a dashboard with multiple chat modules and AI agents that are trained on our specific teachings. So when someone, for instance, first comes in, the very first thing that we tell them to do is to start developing their offer. And to do that, they can simply go to the offer creation chat and they can explain what it is that they do. As you can see, I've tested the hell out of this thing. But this is like a test here I gave it. I'm doing a funnel and ads offer. I do not want to work with med spas. I misspelled med spas. I'm a physician executive with 24 years experience running various businesses. I want to target a wide niche or multiple niches. Help me. And this now then goes through your offer in full, gives you a suggestion on the offer, the final offer structure. It goes over like the guarantee, the CTA, the target markets, why the offer works, the launch strategy, the positioning in the market, all these things. They're super in depth. Now, where is this information coming from? Well, as I mentioned, I also use Poppy AI for this. And where this is coming from is our backend over here. And if I go to the offer creator and review, you can see here that what I've done is taken audio transcriptions of all of Daniel Fazio, one of my co-founders, all of his course modules on creating offers. And I've included some different kind of lead magnets or products we've made or guides and gammas and things like that and added them here. And I've created a system prompt that kind of instructs the AI on how it acts. Then we've got some basic rules down here for how the offer creation bot should operate and what it should do. And then you've got some depreciated ones over here that aren't being used anymore. And this here is the actual chat itself. This is where you would give it your offer and explain what it is that you're trying to do or what your business is. And then AI Fazio crafts your whole offer. And the way that I've connected this is using the API. But first, let's go back to the platform and I'll explain a bit more about how these different things work. There's one of these for each of our different chat modules. So for offer review, VSL script creation, review, sales checklist creator, cold email creation, scorecard creator, landing page copywriter, each of these all has, and our response handler, each of these has their own Poppy chat that is trained on our specific teachings. I get this data from our courses and from even exporting our Slack logs where we have coaches coaching our students on a daily basis and turning that into guides that are then given to the AI in order to respond. So that is one section of the AI dashboard. The other things you'll see are chat with Daniel and chat with Andre. These are created using an external service. This is done with Delphi AI. And Delphi AI is a platform, if I go to it, Delphi, our main page, where you can essentially connect all of your social media, all of your content, all of your different sources of information where you're posting, and like your YouTube and things. And it creates like an AI clone that people can speak to. And you can actually even call it on the, like have a voice call. It clones your voice, like all this sort of stuff. I set this up for both Daniel Fazio and Andre Heichel Jr. They are two of my co-founders at Client Ascension and AIAA. And this is where Daniel's information is stored. So in the knowledge section in Delphi here, I can see everything that we've trained this bot on, everything from Daniel's Twitter to his YouTube. You can see the feeds that we have over here. We've got some existing items as well as Daniel's social media accounts. And this is what feeds the kind of AI Daniel brain. So then this is embedded here into our AI dashboard. Students can either type or have calls and get a perfect AI clone of Daniel. Similarly, we've got the same thing for Andre Heichel Jr., one of my other co-founders. Andre is kind of the ops and hiring and managing guy, and they can get all those questions answered here as well. But these are also, we have specific things trained on the different skills that we teach as well here inside CA, so that we've got all of our different kind of coaches, teachings and courses and you know, brains kind of hosted within here. So one of the other things we have is you don't want to have to keep re-entering your information every single time in a chat. You want to, like, you know, to build kind of a profile of your business and what you do that then each chat can remember. So this is our JSON context profile builder. You simply answer about 20 questions on your business and it creates a nice little JSON snippet that has just all the information that is easily readable for the AI. So in order to apply that to all of our chats, you just have to go to settings, and in here you can put in, you can see my one here. You can put in your JSON context profile here, and that's going to be an example one here that you can use to apply to all of the chats, and they're automatically loaded at the start of every chat session so that the AI understands who you are and kind of what your business is and can give you appropriate advice based on that. But you're creating a lot of content in this dashboard, right? You're going to be creating VSL scripts, offers, all these sort of things. Where would you save all this? So the way we set it up is that you can actually save any content you make directly to my content section where you can go back and view it at a later date. This is my business context profile. You see my growth calculator report here. Click view and you can just see like the report that was made. So this is where you save all your content to be used later on, or you can either download it or edit it or do whatever you want with it or copy and paste it into other chats. Now, the other thing that we added recently was our AI agents section. And these are password protected because they're only for certain members of the program. And these are built on a backend of N8N. So N8N is a program that I've been using for a very long time and that I'm a big proponent of. Recently, I've actually largely switched to Claude Code, which I'll talk about in some other videos. But largely, N8N was kind of the backend we were building this at the time. These just handle different parts of your kind of creation of your funnels and things like that. Basically, fill out this form. It sends that information to N8N. N8N sends it to an AI agent, then does the research or completes the task, and then sends it back here where you can save it to your My Content section. As I mentioned there, N8N, we also have a large collection of N8N workflows for our students. These are fully detailed working N8N workflows that they can download for different things. Stream 100 Instagram personalized DM automation gives a breakdown of what the workflow is, and you click download workflow to just download the JSON and import it into N8N. The resources section simply links to our course, and that is just a direct link out. They can just go there and you can go directly to the course. And then we recently added cold email tracking. Now for this, you can connect your cold email provider. You can choose between Smart Leader instantly, and you get a nice dashboard that shows you all of your latest metrics, where you can actually have your campaigns analyzed by our AI for suggestions on things you can improve and change. If I go back to Replit here, which I'm going to break down in a moment, I'm already logged in here. You can see it looks something like this, where you can then track your different metrics and open rates and things like that, and get an analysis. So as I mentioned, I built this using only Replit and Poppy AI. So how did I do it as someone who doesn't know how to code and isn't a developer, has never studied this, whatever, but can just abuse the hell out of Claude Code? So the first thing I did was I actually sent the general brief of what I wanted and the design I wanted to 3 different AI builders. But I built this at the time. Bolt.new, Lovable, and Replit were the most popular ones. At that time, Bolt and Lovable did not offer database backend as a direct integration. You could connect up something like Supabase, but it was a little bit janky. And as I mentioned, I'm not a developer. I'm not great at debugging that sort of stuff. So I went with Replit because Replit was the one tool at the time that offered everything kind of in an all-in-one package. They had authentication, they had databases, they had everything all in one place. So I signed up for Replit and I described what I wanted to build. At the time, we were just looking at the AI chat. So it simply was a dashboard with multiple chat boxes that can be selected to add, AI chats to. And the first design it made was pretty terrible. It was had everything there kind of laid out, but it was that very typical AI generated design. I spent a bit of time tweaking it, and once I had kind of the layout and design down, I knew what it looked like and I knew what I wanted it to do. I went, okay, cool, this is what we're going with. We're using Replit. The process then was very simple. I went back to Poppy AI, where I started building out our different AI chats. I very simply would add all of our content, and then I would discuss in the AI chat how to create a system prompt for an AI chatbot that could use this content in order to act as an assistant to our students. And I spent a lot of time really developing the answers inside of Poppy AI and making sure that all the outputs inside Poppy AI were what we were looking for. This then required, going in and changing up the different content that was in the Poppy backend, changing the system prompts, all this sort of stuff, until eventually I was like, right, this is good to go. This is, every time I put in, this is my business, this is what I do, it's giving me a really good offer output. And I did that for all of the different chats we have. And there's a lot of them, so it took quite a bit of time, but the end result has been really, really good. So once I had them built out, then I now simply had a very basic Replit interface, and I had a Poppy chat. So how did I connect the two? We're on Poppy's highest tier plan, so we get access to the API. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not a developer, but I know a little bit about things like webhooks and stuff like that. And I could talk to Claude and to the Replit agent to give me suggestions on how to make all these things work. So essentially the way this works is from here, you got a get webhook or a post webhook, and we're going to use a post webhook. And the first thing they ask you is from the conversations. Do you want it to go from to operate the chat from one of your existing conversations or from your knowledge base only? I chose knowledge base only, and then I put in my system prompt here. Then I had a chat link and a request body preview. And some of the other things they offer are choosing the AI model that responds and setting chat streaming, so it responds in real time rather than waiting to generate the whole output and pasting it all at once. It responds like line by line or word by word as it types. So once I had these were the two things that mattered, the chat link and the request body preview. Back in Replit, they have multiple tabs for different integrations as part of the Replit dashboard. So in the secrets one, which these are all going to stay hidden, I added in all of the different chat links and the request body previews from Poppy AI. Once they were in, I then went back to the agent here on the left, the Replit agent, which is what actually builds all this stuff for you. As you can see down here, there's build and plan, and you can choose from some other kind of settings and things in order to get this to operate the way that you want it to. There's agent modes. You can have light, autonomous, max, like you can choose various different ways of having the agent build. So I explained, okay, so now we want to build our chat interface. I grabbed some screenshots of some existing chat interfaces out there, like ChatGPT, and I explained kind of how I wanted it to look. And it built out the first chat interface, which is what you see when you click offer creation. It built out the first version of this. Then I said to it, I want a sidebar, and in the sidebar, I want to be able to save the offer, things like that. Then I said to it, in your secrets, this is the offer creator chat. You've got your request body preview and the chat link. We are going to use a post webhook so that every message the user sends is sent to the chatbot and the response is streamed directly in the chat. And that was basically pretty much it. Then it just kind of worked. I just had to then modify it and tweak it and copy and paste some errors and things that popped up into it, or send it screenshots of things that looked wrong and explain how I wanted it to look. And it was an iterative process, just over time, showing it things that were looking incorrect, asking it to change things, telling it what I expected the outcome to be, and going back and forth over and over and over again until finally we had the working dashboard. Once one chat was done, then that was the hard part done. Then it was very simply, great, offer creation works. We need to make offer review. Here, offer review chat link and webhooks are in your secrets. Create that in the same manner you created the offer creation review chat. And then it would just essentially duplicate it and create the new chat. That was kind of what the process was like. It was going back and forth over and over again. And as time has gone on, we have added features to it. Now that we've got kind of the base built out. For instance, when we first started, the cold email tracking didn't exist. We also have limits now on hourly messages and daily limits to help with token optimization. We added an admin dashboard that I won't go into, and a workflow management tool for managing the NA-DEN workflows and adding new ones easily. Then at some point, Gemini 3 came out, and if you know anything about Gemini 3, you know that it's very good at front-end design. So I had it rebuild kind of our UI, and then I gave that HTML to the Replit agent and said, hey, this is our new layout and kind of a visual style. I want you to update the dashboard within this style. It went and did that. So this was kind of the process that it went through. And this is how I would kind of build any app with AI, which is iterations over and over again. It's going to be, here's what I want. Here's how I want it to work. Give me suggestions on how to make that happen. Then it'll like create a plan. You then will have it implemented. There will be errors. You copy and paste those errors. You go back and forth over and over again until you end up with your finalized sort of setup. So overall, this has been the process that we've gone through in order to get this dashboard running as it is. And currently it serves our 400 students who use this on a near daily basis. But the real kind of takeaway from this video is that you do not need to be a developer to make something like this. Could easily have been a SaaS. This could have been something that we launched publicly and charged for. For now, only our CA students get access to this, and we are obviously still adding to it on a regular basis. As I mentioned, we have a developer hired who I give tasks to on a regular basis to come up with new ideas and content and things like that to add to the dashboard. But the real kind of moat with this stuff now is more so your ideas and how good you are at communicating with AI, whether that's Claude Code, whether it's the Replit agent, whether it's Lovable. You have got to be able to explain what you want in a very straightforward way, describe how it should look and how it should operate, and then iterate back and forth with errors over and over again until eventually you've got a working version of the tool that you want to either sell or use yourself. Many of our students have used the same process to build internal tools for their own businesses, for their employees, and to manage their agency. But this is something that pretty much anyone could do. The end result is a tool that can provide genuine value to the community, that can help people get started quicker with their agency growth process, and that is there to answer questions that the coaches aren't online 24/7. So it gives them time to get the work done when the coaches are not available. So that's basically it. So my main suggestion is that if you want to create something similar to this, go to replit.com, sign up, give an idea of what you want your app to be, and just start talking to the Replit agent. Start explaining the process, explain what you want it to look like, give it screenshots of existing apps that you like the look of, all these sort of things in order to get the outcome that you desire. Now, I mentioned we use Poppy AI for the chat backend. That is probably going to be changing at some point. We'll move to our own dedicated AI agents built probably on the Claude agent SDK or something like that. But for now, this works perfectly for us. It's a very simple way to get it all set up. You could do the same thing with NA-DEN. You could use NA-DEN as the backend for your agents and build that out. But the real move here is just to try things, to come up with an idea, develop the idea in full, and know what you want it to look like, have a clear vision for what it is you want it to do and how you want it to operate, and then just talk to the AI until it basically gives you what you want. Copying and pasting errors is the number one thing I do. I spend my time just copying and pasting. This isn't working, change this, here's a screenshot, change that, all these sort of things. So the best thing you can do today is try and find one area of your business that is currently taking up time, figure out what sort of tool would help that whole process be sped up, then go to Replit and discuss it with it until it gives you a solid idea for what you can build in order to save that time, what the prerequisites for that build are, what sort of other services you might need or what you might need to set up, and then have Replit go and build it after providing it with all the tools that it needs. And this can be a huge time save. It is also something you shouldn't get too sucked into. Do not start building tools for the sake of it. Build something that's genuinely useful. Audit your time, audit where your effort is being put the most, that you don't need to be putting it the most, and the sort of different areas that you could potentially offload to AI or to a tool that handles these processes for you. So hopefully this has been inspiring and you can kind of see what it is that we've been building inside Client Ascension. And if you're interested in finding out more about the AI assisted agency, please click the link in the description below, and we'd be happy to talk to you, explain what the process is and how we can help you build and grow your own agency with AI using tools like this to automate your business and fulfillment. See you in the next one. Peace.